and today we're going to talk about something fun called geocaching.
Now, I'm not familiar with geocaching, so I'm really interested to learn about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't know anything about geocaching, but I worked with this young guy that is a computer geek, and he started telling me about geocaching. I'm like, what in the heck is geocaching? Well, geocaching is a trend all over the world now. It's where it's like a little treasure hunt for just items that people have hidden somewhere in the world. Mm. It's not like where in the world is Carmen Sandiego or whatever that is. Or what's the other one? Where in the world is something? I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, okay. So what they do is they'll hide little treasure, like little boxes. And what you do is you follow the directions to this item. And it might be just a micro little package that you pull out a little piece of paper and you sign your name. And that's the result of your treasure hunt. Or it could be a little bigger package. And in that, you might get like just fake little coins or something like that you could take out as a treasure, and then you put something else back in so the next person can get something. Oh. But you sign your name and say that you were there. Now there's different sites, different apps. If you have a smartphone, you can go to the my Play Store, and you can download the geocaching app. So wherever you're at in the world, because now the smartphones use your geography, it knows where you're at, and it tells you all the geocaching that's around you.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you might have 10 or 20 different things in any city. Now we're in Dubuque, Iowa. There's a ton of them.
Right now in Dubuque?
Yeah, and then...
Oh, that's fun. We should do it.
Well, and yeah, I think that would be a good show one of these times. A few weeks ago, we were in Galena, and we looked at the geocaching, and there were a bunch of them in Galena, which is Galena, Illinois. So Dubuque, Iowa is awfully close to, we're on the border of Wisconsin, Illinois, and Iowa. Mm-hmm. So we can go into 3 states in, just a few minutes. So it's kind of fun. But this geocaching, actually, if you open up your smartphone and you look, it's really interesting. And I'm just going to tell you a couple things. I just clicked on the geocaching app, mm-hmm. and it brings up a map of where I'm at right now. And I can pick one of the little dots that's on the map, which is, you're not going to be able to see that from there. But if I click on the dot, it tells me how far I am from it. I had clicked on one, and it's called Ace Cache number 10, Dubuque Little Library. So if I click on that, it's going to tell me the difficulty, the terrain, and the size. So this tells me the difficulty is 1.5, which I can't remember what that's out of. But so that way, if you have trouble walking on difficult terrain and things like that, you can keep that in mind. So the difficulty is 1.5, the terrain is 1.0, and the size is small. So you'd be looking for something really little.
Okay, well, let me just say, Chris, because I'm not familiar with this. How do you go about finding it? Did you just Google geocaching Dubuque, or how do you get to where you're at right now on that?
The thing is all I did was I clicked on the app, and the app brought up geocaching.
Oh, you went to apps to find a geocaching.
Yeah. So first of all, I went to my Play Store and downloaded the geocaching app.
And that's we're Android people, so my Play Store would be familiar with. But for the Mac people, it's something else. But it's where you go to get your apps and games and such.
So anyway, so I downloaded the geocaching one. Now, let's see. So it's got activity. It lists people that found it. So once you find it, you can log yourself in here too and say that you found it. Because it says log geocache. So different ones had already said they found it. And then it tells me right now that this one is 1.1 mile away. And what did I say? It also said about the difficulty in the terrain. The terrain's 1.0. So I imagine that 1.0 is not very difficult. Mm-hmm. And the size is small, though. We went geocaching one day, and the small size was like really little. So you really have to be looking for it. Now, the only thing, and I haven't figured out how to do this now, but it used to tell you, like the points, what do I want to call it? The GPS points. It would actually tell you exactly where it was. This much south, this much west, this much north. Now I'm looking at this, and it's got a south and a west, and it's kind of, so it must be if I go in a different direction. It is. It's actually, I can actually follow the compass. I can see that from here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I can actually follow the compass, and it would tell me if I'm going, because the app here is showing it a straight line to the item. So, of course, in town, I'm going to have to follow the streets. So it's going to tell me if I'm going in the right direction or not.
Okay. Is that app, because I'm not familiar with this, I just want to be sure. Is that app called Geocaching app?
It is.
Or are there
I think
different
there are
types?
other ones. Well, I think there are other ones. I haven't explored it.
But that's the
lately,
actual name of the app itself,
It's
Geocaching.
geocaching.
Okay.
So it's GeoCaching.
Okay.
So it is. It's geocaching, and
it's
so
free.
it's kind of
A
fun.
free app,
It's
I'm
free
guessing?
app.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can update it. So I can't say that I'm an expert at it. I've only done it a couple of times. I found one little one and one big one and one that had washed away, so it must have rained and it was in a coffee can and the coffee can had rolled down the hill. But we found it. It just wasn't exactly where they said.
I'd be curious to know who are the people behind the scenes that are doing putting these objects out there and, deciding which objects. Oh, you can do your own. Well, how does it get in the app then? So
then you just have to put it in there. You just put it in there.
Oh,
you
wow.
have to. And I haven't done that. When I first did this, it was more than several years ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago. So I don't remember as much about it. But you can document it yourself. We
have to do our own. That would be fun.
Yeah,
we'll have to do that for show.
I think that would be great. So, and right now we're in the middle of winter, so I don't think we'll be doing one today. But as time goes on, there's just so many exciting things that we want to do with our show.
Yeah, and this is one of them. I've heard the term. I kind of had a little bit of an idea about it, but nothing like that. So that's great. Thanks.
And we'll become more of an expert at it too as we go. We'll be able to see, and maybe we can get a hold of this kid that first told me about it because I'm sure he does it all the time.
Right.
So he can maybe give us some
advice.
Be a good
idea, probably, to start with someone that has done it.
It's just one more thing you can do to make life an incredible buzz.